Okay. Oh, good. Muted. All right. Hello, 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 hello. Hello some more. Hello. I want my rope incense actually for this. How is everyone doing tonight? Good, good, good. Hopefully. Hi, guys. Hi. Taking my bow course. Hey, hey. Hi, Dad. Hi, Doug. I don't know what you mean. Go away. All right. Hello, hello. How is everyone? Hopefully everyone is good. I'm going to light one of Hecate's rope incenses that she likes a lot, which is this stuff. And I had set up her altar before. She was like one of the first ones I had set up. She's very particular about things. So I had to have her set up pretty much as soon as I got here. So that's a good thing because I haven't had a whole lot of time lately. And I know she's been kind of annoyed by that. So I wanted to just start by talking a little bit about Hecate, and she's a Greek goddess. She is probably, I would say she's probably my main goddess now. She took over, I was very involved with Mayat for probably the first 10 years that I practiced and studied. And Mayat is still, I still do a lot, of work with her, but Hecate has really kind of taken over probably in the last 5 years or so as probably my main goddess, I would say. It's funny, when I was doing a lot of work with Dana, I kind of moved to Sekhmet for that time because that's what Dana needed, and I still work with Sekhmet, but Keeping Her Keys, hey, I have not heard the podcast, but the book Keeping Her Keys is a great book. So if you're interested in Hecate, I do recommend this book. I'm sure it's probably by the same person. This is a really good book to get you started with Hecate. And I will tell you that Hecate is a great, I love working with Hecate. What's your first deity outside of Jesus? So my first deity was Mayat, who is an Egyptian goddess of justice. And I think because I was a Libra, she was like the first goddess that really pulled me in and connected with me. And so I really did a lot of work with her at first. Oh, I'm so sorry, Trisha. I am sorry to hear that. Sending peace and love, honey. So Hecate, though, is a goddess who can be, it's funny, I hear people say she's demanding, and I can see why they say that. She will make you take notice of whatever it is that that she likes and dislikes, and the things that are. Hecate is a good goddess to start out with, but it is, I think, because she will definitely let you know if you're on the right track or not. She has no problem whatsoever in telling you, this is what I expect to have from you. And so because of that, I think it makes it a little bit easier, especially when you're first starting out and you're like, I don't know, should I be doing this? Should I be doing this? Is this correct? Is this not correct? She makes it, as far as I'm concerned, she makes it a little bit easier because she's very good at direction. She will give you the direction you are seeking. She will tell you what she wants on her altar and what she doesn't. She will tell you if she's not the highest deity in the room, that's a problem. But it makes it a little bit easier, especially I think when you're just starting out, because you don't know what to do. Yes, she is dominant. She's very dominant. And so I think because of that, I think a lot of people are drawn to her, to start out with, because she's very, Ben told me to put her statue in his box. Aha! She's bossy. Yes. She is, let's say she's straightforward. And you know what? It's funny. Sometimes with a male deity, we wouldn't think twice about, a male deity telling you exactly what he wanted. But perhaps maybe because she's a female deity, we think they're supposed to be feminine. Not that she's not feminine. She is. But they're supposed to be demure and, she's very straightforward. Exactly. Someone said, Courtney said something about, she literally can't into my home and said I needed to go mystic. Ta-da, right? Courtney said something about you didn't know deities were had anything to do with your astrological sign. That's not necessarily so. I think because my astrological sign being Libra is if you ask anybody who really knows me, I'm such a Libra. Like, I am such a Libra. Everything has to be in balance. I'm very much, if things aren't in balance, I'm very much striving for balance and justice. And Maat is a goddess of justice, and a goddess who is about justice for the entire world and nether worlds and other worlds. And so it was a really good fit that way, because yes, I'm a Libra, like Cass is a Capricorn. Exactly. Like, I'm so Libra. So that it just made sense that she was going to connect with me first. So it doesn't necessarily have to do with your astrological sign. But that can give you another clue. Like, I tell people when they're looking for deity, what deity they're supposed to be working with, I always tell them to start with your heritage. So start with, like, are you Irish? Look at Celtic. Are you Viking? Look at, Norse. Are you, African? Look at African. That doesn't mean that you'll connect with those deities, but it gives you a starting point. And the same thing with astrological signs. Because, like, if you're a Taurus, you could look at gods and goddesses who are notoriously Taurus-like aspects. Okay, so very straightforward, very stubborn in their ways. Like, this is the way things are, that may help you to find what what goddesses and gods you work with. Exactly. And like I said, that doesn't always work. You're German, but you can't connect with the Norse gods, but your dad did. Perfect. So that totally makes sense. So let's talk a little bit about November itself is the month of Hecate. So, and it starts with Samhain. When Samhain comes, we talk a lot about Hecate because Hecate is a dark goddess, and it's like the kind of beginning of her month. So that really starts out the month with Hecate in that way. Hecate is a goddess of witchcraft. So that really perked up my interest especially when I was kind of, I don't know, 5 years in or so. I thought, a goddess of witchcraft. So maybe she could help me on my path with witchcraft. And she has a tremendous amount. But she is known as the goddess of witches. She's specifically here for witches a lot. She will help you on your path. She will help to deepen your path. So she's, hi Danny. So she's a good one if you're looking to deepen your journey with witchcraft. She's a good goddess to connect with in that way too. So October 1st or October 31st, November 1st is the day to pay homage to our ancestors through rituals, honoring them and seeking Hecate's blessings for the dead. In this capacity, she's known as Psychopomp or Mistress of Corpses. So that's the first day in November dedicated to Hecate is November 1st, October 31st to November 1st. November 16th tonight is Hecate's night. Which this is, we're honoring the Hecate's aspect of the underworld, as goddess of the underworld. So this night we will be thinking about our own mortality on this plane, and kind of thinking about preparing for the underworld. Is there things that we need to say to people in case something happens and we have to follow Hecate into the underworld? We need to be thinking about that all the time. We need to be not, and I don't mean we need to be we need to worry ourselves about death. That's not at all. Hecate is the guardian, is the guide to the underworld. She holds the keys. So she is much more, Hecate was the first one. If you think back to our Persephone story, when we talked about the Persephone story, she is the only one in that story that really cared about where Persephone was and that she was scared. And she was the first one to go down to the underworld to try to calm her, to try to say, it's okay. It'll be okay. We'll figure it out. And she led her back up to our plane when Persephone was able to come back. She's the one that led her back up to our plane. She's also the one that went and told Demeter where she was, so that Demeter, didn't have, didn't, as a mother, Demeter didn't flip out and astral projection possibly enhanced. Absolutely. Especially in her underworld aspects. Absolutely. So wouldn't Hecate be head of all witches? If that's how you see her, yes. But not everyone will connect to Hecate. Some people connect to different goddesses for that, and that's okay. A lot of dark goddesses could be considered good goddesses for witches. Hello, Luna. Yes, blessed. All right, so tonight is the Queen of the Underworld. We're going to reflect for our personal underworld journeys, those dark nights of the soul. Where am I? And how Hecate has protected us during our dark nights. So the underworld in this plane also is those depression, those nights of depression, those nights of unknowing. When we go through those times that we don't know what's going to happen, how we're moving forward. Hecate can really step up and step forward and help us through those times, because she's the guardian. She holds the torches, right? So here in her underworld persona, she holds the torches as the guide. Using Belladonna's flying ointment. Woohoo! My flying ointment is in my bag still. I need to get it out. I really do. So the last day for Hecate is the 30th, November 30th. Like I said, the whole month of November is for Hecate. November 30th is where we honor her as Hecate of the Crossroads. So that is a different aspect of her. We honor her as Hecate of the Crossroads on November 30th. And in that time, we're looking at our personal development to reinforce your commitment to living your truth. There are times when we come to a crossroads, and the easier choice would be to veer off our witch's journey to greener pastures. And on the day of Hecate of the Crossroads, you envision your life as a series of gates and thresholds, each one with the potential to help us advance. So that's good too. So this night is about Hecate of the Underworld. So we're talking about how she helps us get through hard times. And also we're talking about our own mortality, and we're thinking about our own mortality and how we need to be prepared for that. This is called Keeping the Keys. Hecate's, an introduction to Hecate's modern witchcraft. This is Cindy Brannon. This is a great book. If you're interested in Hecate, this is a really good book to start out with. It really talks a lot about her and, what you can gain when you introduce yourself to Hecate. So there are, again, so many different aspects, but we're specifically going to try to focus on, we're going to start with a very simple chant, and I'm going to kind of focus in on the candles here, and we're just going to do a simple chant that will, and we want to be thinking about, when we do that chant, we want to be thinking about our journey to the underworld. And what we need to prepare for. Is there anything that we have unsaid or undone that we need to, in case something were to happen, we need to say, we need to do? She wants us to be prepared for that kind of thing. It's the worst thing, and and I know, the worst thing is when we lose someone unexpectedly and we didn't say the things we wanted to say to them, right? We didn't say, on their way out the door the last time, I really love you. I really want you to know that I care about you a great deal. That's the worst thing. And so we should always be saying that. We should be prepared for that. As us ourselves, we need to, I know, poor Cass, I love you. Ourselves, we need to prepare and let people know, A, how we feel about them, and B, what we want. Like, my kids all know what I want done. If something happens to me, there's no question. They have no question of what I want done with my body. There may still, there's things that I need to tell people, like, hey, if anything happened, I expect you to kind of inherit this stuff and this stuff. And, a lot of that is Cass, because Cass is on this path and on this journey, and none of my kids are. So a lot of my witch stuff, I expect to go to Cass. Because she's kind of I'm the crone, and she's kind of my maiden at this point. But, some of that stuff, you need to let them know. Does Hecate come visit a person if they don't have her as a deity? Absolutely, Cherry Blossom, for sure. I did not have Hecate as a deity at all. And I started seeing keys in my dreams. And so I began to work with her a little bit, and I did not have her as one of my main goddesses. For a long time, I just would work with her at certain points of my life, when things were going in the underworld phase, when you go through thought Frankie was on a similar path. There are definitely things that Frankie will get, Danny. But he has a different road. Like tarot, I might give him, there's a couple decks that I probably would give him, but he has no interest in that part of things. There's a lot of things that he does have an interest in, but there's a lot of things that he doesn't too. So I'm sending y'all boxes of stuff if I die because nobody in my family would want it. Well, you know, Mikey, we love you. I've never worked with her or even looked into her, and she literally came, was like, hello, and I left. And it can be scary. And I hope that you all know not to be scared. I know that's easier said than done when someone walks in and into your life and makes themselves known and it's not something that you're ready for. You're kind of like, I don't know about this. And I totally get that completely. So just be aware though, like, and now, you know, Hecate comes to me in the form of dreams. She very clearly, it's funny at the shop, a lot of times, all three of us work with Hecate at the shop, me, Bob, and Cass, all three of us. And there's a lot of times that something will come in, like Black Moonstone or Scullies with owls on their heads or something, and we're like, oh my goodness, my Hecate all the way from home is going, yeah, that's something I need on my altar, so I guess you're gonna have to figure that out. And you can hear her voice in your head, and you're thinking, oh my gosh. So at first, of course, you're going, am I crazy? Is there something going on here? Then snakes, yes, exactly, Ben. Then snakes. I've been trying to get my son interested in my pets so far, not at all. It's so hard, Sarana. My sons were much more interested when they were younger. And although like my oldest and my youngest a little bit still, but you know, they get those early young adult age and they think they know everything. And they have to find their own way too, so. Okay, so we're going to do just a quick meditation. This is not going to be long, guys, because it's been a long day for me, and I have a long day tomorrow with the Tarot Tuesday and my 4-hour live, you know, at the shop. So it's not going to be a long meditation. It's just going to be, what about a pirate being angry and stomping behind me going to the restroom? That happens for sure. She needed it. The gold sheen snake. Yes, exactly. We hate to touch stuff. Sometimes we're like, oh no, if I touch that, she's going to know we have it in the shop. And she's going to say, ahem. And Cass does it too. I love the way Cass does it. She'll go, yeah, I just heard her. Ahem. And you see her eyes. For me, I totally see. So my statue is of Hecate at the Underworld, goddess of the Underworld. And so for me, I always see this statue and the eyes going, hello. Hi, see that thing right there? Yeah, that's mine. So you better figure that out, right? Yes? Mm-hmm. That needs to go on my right. Courtney, you can definitely start her out with it for sure. She's very good at telling you exactly what needs to happen. For sure. It's funny to me that the Hecate, the aspect that I connected with first was the goddess of the underworld aspect. I would have thought more the goddess of, you know, witchcraft and the cool part of it, which I did, but not as much as there's something about that guardian, that guide aspect that really got me. Cass was killing me with those ruby rings on Saturday. Aphrodite basically picked up her shell and hit me in the head with it. Yes. Did you ever get the Brenna book? Brenna book. Did you talk to me about a Brenna book? Are you talking about me? Oh, the kid one? Not yet. I have not. I'm like, Brenna book. What? That sounds kind of familiar. No, I have not yet. I do have, gosh, I just pulled out all my Winter Solstice kid books, though. And I know that my week was last week. Mikey, I'm really sorry. My meds thing is screwing with me, guys. So you'll have to give me a little leeway because I'm trying to withdraw from my meds. And it's really because you're the guide for many. I try. Okay. Now, okay. So I'm going to hopefully do this the right way. Good. Okay. So I'm going to type this so that you guys can see it. We are going to say in Greek, the chant is Hecate's 3 aspects in Greek. Hecate Lampadios. Hecate. This is not how I spell Hecate either, but Enodia. And Hecate. Leidoukos. Cleidocus. Cleidocus. It's Cleidocus. Okay. So here we go. It is Hecate Lampadios. Hecate Enodia. Hecate Cleidocus. Hecate. So this is all we're going to do is just keep. Liam is still awake for 39 minutes. No problem. It's all right. That's all we're going to do is keep repeating those things. So it becomes a chant. And in the meantime, that's what you're going to focus on is Hecate's aspect of the underworld. And we're going to do this for just a couple minutes. It's not a long one. It's just a couple minutes. And it's just to really focus on. And if Hecate is someone that you are working with or you would like working with her or you are open to working with her, this is just to honor her 3 aspects and to specifically think about your role in how she could help you with the underworld part. Okay? So here we go. I want you to take a deep breath. Actually, we're going to take 3 deep breaths in a row. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Here we go. Hecate Lampadios. Hecate Enodia. Hecate Cleidocus. 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 3 more deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Good. Okay, now what we were chanting was Hecate's 3 aspects, which is guardian, guide, and gatekeeper. Guardian, guide, gatekeeper. That was the chant. Hecate, guardian. Hecate, guide. Hecate, gatekeeper. So if you do not want to do the Greek, that's okay. You can do that. You can do Hecate, guardian. Hecate, guide. Hecate, gatekeeper. And the reason that we chant, if we do a chant like that, and you can do that for 10 minutes or so, usually anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes is a really good time, because you begin to lose yourself, okay? And you begin to not hear the words that you're saying. That just becomes the chant, which is kind of why I kind of like doing it in the Greek, because I don't necessarily connect with those words. And so you're doing them as a chant, to bring yourself before Hecate clean, without any of your own thoughts and predispositions and preconditioned thoughts. You're bringing yourself to her altar and saying, here I am. What do you want from me? What can I offer you? How do you want to connect? And that, to me, that very much, that chant aspect of it very much helps me to wipe away anything that I'm feeling, anything that I feel like, okay, I'm bringing something of my own that doesn't really have to do with this. It kind of wipes that out. Okay, so that's the reasoning behind it. That's why we're doing that. Any questions about the chant portion of that? I'm just going to read you the prayer for a magical life. And then we can kind of close. I'm going to try to keep this as short as I can, and you can go back again, copy and write down those Greek words if you want to use them to do the chant, and you do it 3 or 4 times, and suddenly it's just that incantation to you. So the prayer to Hecate for a magical life. The prayer for this lesson, I want to just light her other candle for this one, because this is a literal prayer to her, and to her aspect there. So the prayer for a magical life is, and this can be done daily if you're wanting to connect to Hecate. I really like this book because it gives you some daily incantations, some chants, that kind of thing. So this is your the power of Hecate for your daily workings. Hail Hecate, may I be ever passionate. May I be kind to myself and others. May I act with integrity. Guardian, light my way. Guide, show me how. Gatekeeper, open the way to a magical life. And that's a great way to start every day. Every day, if you're going to, and this goes for any goddess or god. Why, when we are looking to connect with a goddess or god or deity, the reason should be to open ourselves up to a different way of thinking magically. If this is our path and this is the path that we want to go on, then every morning we should dedicate ourselves to that path. And how better to do that than to ask one of our deities to help us with that. And if your main deity is going to be Hecate, that's a perfect opening to say, here I am. Help me in this aspect. Help me in this aspect, and help me in this aspect. May I be better to myself so that the world as a whole is better and my magical journey is better. That can go for any deity, right? Hi, Dory. All right, so hit that thumbs up for me. Please feel free to copy. I will try to remember. I should. As soon as I get off, I will write the prayer, and the daily prayer, and the Greek and the English chant in the Facebook group. Did you say the beginning, what the book was? Yes. Yep, absolutely. It is called Keeping Her Keys. Do you use prayer beads at all? Yes, absolutely. Prayer beads are wonderful, especially if you're going to do a chant, because it can help you move along. Do I have my prayer beads here? I don't. They're in the living room right now, because it's funny. I use my prayer beads a lot when I'm watching television. Because it's like if you were Catholic before, it helps, because it's a mindless activity that each bead means something, and so you either can, as I do, I go through and I rub my fingers along the prayer beads, and as I do that, I am mindlessly thinking about Hecate, or thinking about whatever those prayer beads mean to me. You can also take them and assign an aspect of the goddess to each one. So like for Hecate, she has 3 aspects. You can assign 3 beads for that. There's so much you can do with prayer beads, and then you can do the morning incantation. You can do the 3 aspects. You can do 3 things that you want for yourself. You can, however, in 3s, Hecate tends to be in 9, 3, 6, 9, to me anyway. Or you can just, it can be that mindless reminder of living a magical life too. All right. Any questions, you guys? Anything? Really, for Hecate's night, just light a candle. If you're interested in Hecate, light a candle. Think about the underworld aspect, and so think about your role in what she offers to you in that aspect, here on this plane and in the next world. Good. Yay. I'm so glad. I love you guys so much. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 decks I have to show. I have a creator that's driving me nuts trying to get me to do her deck, and I know I need to do it very soon. So I may be uploading videos this week that are not lives. The translation is Hecate Guardian, Hecate Guide, Hecate shit. I mean, I lost my page. Gatekeeper, Guardian, Guide, Gatekeeper. And so that's what the translation is. Hecate Guardian, Hecate Guide, Hecate Gatekeeper. Yes, that's the translation. So I may be uploading a couple of videos that are not lives, which I haven't done in a long time, but it's a little bit quicker and I need to get through some. So yes, that's probably it. Don't forget, you guys, the other thing is this Sunday will be my interview with Caliana. So if you guys can think of any questions, I don't believe I've had any questions yet for her from you guys. There's an event page. Please go on there and type up your questions. If you have any questions you can think of for her, I have my own, but it would be good to have some questions from the squirrels at home. All right. I love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow night for Tarot Tuesday, right? Yay! And tomorrow during the day, if you are going to be on the nooner. Love you guys. Click like on the way out for me.